It was the summer I turned 12 when my family decided to visit my grandfather's farm. The farm was surrounded by dense, towering woods, far removed from the bustling city life I was used to. I wasn't particularly thrilled about the trip, but the thought of exploring something new intrigued me. At the heart of the farm stood an ancient oak tree. Its massive branches stretched high into the sky, and tucked among them was a dilapidated treehouse. I'd always loved stories, especially ones with dark, mysterious undertones. But this time, I wasn't just reading one, I was living it. When I asked my grandfather about the treehouse, his face darkened. He warned me in a grave tone, "Stay away from it, especially at night." I pressed him for details, but all he would say was, "That place isn't meant for us anymore." Of course, being young and stubborn, I couldn't resist. The first time I climbed into the treehouse, it felt strangely alive. The floorboards creaked under my weight, and carvings of faces and spirals decorated the walls. At first, I thought they were the work of past children, but there was something unsettling about them. Their hollow eyes seemed to follow me. That night, I couldn't sleep. The room was oppressively quiet, and then, just as I was drifting off, I heard tapping at my window. My heart pounded as I looked outside. The treehouse was visible in the moonlight, and for a fleeting moment, I thought I saw someone standing inside. The next day, curiosity got the better of me again. I climbed back into the treehouse and found a small, tattered notebook hidden under a loose plank. The entries were dated decades before my time, written by a boy named Peter. June 15th, they keep calling my name. I told Grandpa, but he says it's just the wind. June 20th, the faces in the walls moved last night. I swear they smiled at me. June 25th, they want me to stay. They say I belong to the tree now. That evening, I told my grandfather about the journal, hoping he would share more. Instead, his face went pale. He gripped my shoulder tightly and said, "Atasham, whatever you do, don't go back there. Some things are better left alone." But I was stubborn. On the third night, I woke up with an uncontrollable urge to go back. It felt as if the treehouse was calling me. Ignoring my grandfather's warnings, I crept outside with a flashlight. As I climbed the ladder, the air grew colder with each step. Inside, the treehouse felt wrong. My flashlight flickered, and shadows danced on the walls. Then I heard it. Whispers, soft at first but growing louder. They seemed to come from every direction, overlapping in a language I couldn't understand. The faces carved into the walls began to shift, their hollow eyes filling with darkness. One by one, they turned toward me. A deep, guttural voice rose above the whispers. "Stay, Atasham. Stay with us forever." I tried to run, but the hatch wouldn't open. The air grew thick, and it felt like unseen hands were grabbing at me. I screamed, kicking at the door until it finally gave way, and I tumbled to the ground. Looking up, I saw them, shadowy figures peering out from the treehouse, their glowing eyes fixed on me. When I limped back to the house, my grandfather was waiting. He didn't ask what happened. He just hugged me tightly and said, "I told you to stay away." Years later, I found out that a boy named Peter had gone missing on the farm decades before I was born. His last known whereabouts? The treehouse. I've never returned to that farm, but sometimes, late at night, I still hear whispers, soft and faint, calling my name.